Everything's happened for a reason. In September, I'm going to show the world what greatness look like.
Now see it. Canelo's declining. We can see it.
I said we back.
That version of Canelo Alvarez last night, that guy's probably going to lose Crawford.
You know, everything's happened for a reason. In September, I'm going to show the world what greatness look like. Fight fans, welcome back. The two great fighters in our generation. Change your tune on wanting this fight over the years. Originally, you didn't want it. Why is now the right time for this fight? After that somewhat lackluster Williams-Skull fight, the narrative once again appears to swing full circle. We can all see it. Canelo's declining. We can see it. I said that version of Alvarez last night. That guy's probably going to lose. There's a select few, however, that have a much better idea than you and I. He has power. He dropped me, you know? They've been dazzled by the hand speed. They've witnessed the IQ in real time. He's like a surgeon, you know, and they've felt the power, or at least what they can remember of it. I think the whole shot. So, here in chronological order, we'll gather the opinions of former foes. We'll keep a tally and explain what we learned from each night to prove that what initially looked like a one-sided beatdown might actually be a much closer fight than we first anticipated. How would you wait out for 50/50? Yeah, genuinely. Has Canelo even been hit half as hard as you can hit him? I don't think so. There's nobody that he's been in the ring with that's going to hit him as hard as I'm going to hit him. So, 6-time champion of the world. When they fought back in 2012, Shane Mosley represented Canelo's first true leap of faith. Obey my commands. Good luck. Touch glove. Let's go to work. A 21-year-old rising superstar against a 40-year-old future Hall of Famer. Applause, he made it awkward from first to last, but Sugar Shane was a lot slower than we'd seen in recent years. And Canelo would take advantage, hitting him cleaner and more often than he'd ever been hit before. Terrific fight. The entire bar was on its feet. Fast forward to 2023. Mosley was giving Bud praise in the run-up to the Spence fight. You know, he's been there a long time. He has the speed, the power, and like I said, the know-how, the ringership. He has all the tools, you know, of a great fighter. He's a great fighter. But the tone immediately switched as the idea of a future Canelo-Crawford fight was presented. Could you ever see Bud versus Canelo fight? I think that if Canelo and Bud were actually the same size, whatever, Bud will have the advantage. About the Canad, cause he's really a lot bigger than Bud. Thank you everybody. We're scheduled 12 rounds of boxing. Champion versus champion. Undefeated fighter versus undefeated fighter. 1 year later, a very different set of skills came in attempting to derail the Canelo hype train. So, as a fan, I do like watching Canelo as a fighter. You know he's not going to hit me with none of that. I feel like I could turn him all night, let him run into something ugly. That I feel like Canelo is not on my level. Austin Trout was a slick, unbeaten Texan that would provide the perfect platform to an eventual Floyd Mayweather fight. Canelo Alvarez looking to defend and unify the titles. It was a bull versus matador affair as billed, but it also allowed Canelo to show us more of what he had. Remember, we are in Texas. It's been known as a con. And if he wasn't already, then he was certainly a fan favorite. Now, Trout felt Canelo's power in true chicken dance style, but his opinion still swung the other way regarding a September mega fight. Crawford's a monster. He's a strong dude, you know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm never going to go against Crawford for real. If he believes it, then I believe it. Damn it. What do you tell me get photo tonight if he's watching this video? Use your jam. You think that's his keyword? What does Canelo need to do tonight? I can't tell you that if we got a band. For his 48th fight, another Hall of Famer laced up against the Golden Boy. This is going to be really good for all the fans, and no matter if you are Puerto Rican or Mexican, you are going to enjoy tomorrow. This time it was Miguel Cotto. Another exciting style with a huge fan base and enough power to make it interesting. Has great timing on his chest, and he is frustrating Canelo Alvarez with his short driving right now. Canelo is really great to call right now. This one was a fight with very little clinch work or fighting on the inside. Just an assortment of clean, flowing combinations and technical decision-making from two of the sport's smoothest operators. And come with a beautiful left uppercut up the middle. I thought only me and Roberto Duran could do that, but I see that Canelo has it too. Ultimately, youth prevailed. And while the Puerto Rican didn't exactly pick a side in a recent interview, he put the higher praise and shock factor in favor of the smaller man. Can Crawford come up to like 168 pounds and fight Canelo? You know who knows. But the setup of skills that Crawford had can cause all right. Fight is in the 140 pounds weight class where Crawford owns a title belt. Many expect him ultimately to move up to the more glamorous welterweight division. Another year on, we saw Crawford preparing for his most provocative opponent to date. So where the excitement continues, the humbleness ends here. Lundy was tough, durable, and backed himself going into any fight. But he was also guilty of verbally writing checks that his fists couldn't cash. They actually shorter than what I thought. Oh, we can work with that. That's easy money. Despite a strong, assertive start, Crawford would slowly figure him out. They don't like each other. You can feel it. And the fight is likely to break out again. And that initial confidence was systematically beaten out of him by the sixth. Down goes Hank Lundy on a proper left hand. Wailing away at Lundy in the corner. Willis going to stop it. Having fallen under the radar. Lundy only officially retired last April, but it's an opinion that's still as valid as any. Him being a dog he is and real, recognizing real and chasing greatness, and I respect it. But to me, it's too much of a jump up and wait. It is not often that two superstars of a sport face off at the peak of their careers. This is one such event. Next up, 3 months later, came the pair's only mutual opponent. Amir Khan, the fastest hands in the business and another man that never turned down a challenge. One thing that I've noticed from Amir Khan is that he's too brave for his own good. He will stay in front of you. He will land combinations. He will want to give the fans an exciting fight. The Brit fought Canelo in 2016. He had a surprising amount of success in the early rounds, but it was all taken away from him in a split second. The Crawford fight came 3 years later. But this time the success was minimal. Canelo stronger and he's easily hit. Very easily hit. Very easily compared to when I fought against Crawford. Crawford I could have hit. Clean. The Nebraskan took control early, forcing what many believe to be a nose ending for Khan following a questionable low blow. He's been weighed over. He said he can't carry on because of the low blow. It's an opinion that has changed a little over the years. Maybe due to recency bias, but Amir now favors elusivity over punching power. I wish him all the very best and I think he can do it. You know what I mean? One thing about Terence Crawford, he has great box IQ. Oh, his IQ. His IQ is so perfect where he'll see everything. So, yeah, 2 undefeated fighters on the line. In the WBO Welterweight Championship. To close 2018, Terence Crawford's homecoming provided plenty more chaos. Oh, man. And I hope he swings faster than what he swung today because I seen that punch coming a mile away. Aggression is in the Benavidez DNA, but the clash of characters against Jose Jr. pushed emotions to the boiling point. He said, "We all bark, but no bite. Come Saturday, he going to find out how hard I bite." In the place it mattered most, both men kept their heads. But Crawford's patience, punch variety, and ring IQ allowed him to take control. Benavidez gave credit where it's due in the aftermath, and he too picks brains over brawn for September. All these fighters that go in there to fight Canelo, they already go in there scared is what I believe. You know that which already beats him, you know. So Crawford's going to go in there to win. He's not going to go in there lose. So I have it Crawford though, be honest with you. The most magnetic matchup of 2019 in the classic and fable middleweight division. Another instant classic came when Alvarez met the Miracle Man in Vegas. And this time it was Canelo on the receiving end of some pre-fight hostilities. I feel like I'm the best middleweight in the world. And that right there, he going to get it tomorrow. Watch that, __, let's go. Mexico. This is what it's all about. You just don't know. Middleweight championship world defending against Daniel Jacobs. Just like Crawford, however, he would use it to his advantage. And this one was a Canelo masterclass. Look at him slip all these shots. The hardest thing to do in the ring. Head movement, defensive finesse, and offensive composure that would ultimately give him the edge in a closeout encounter. Waves to the crowd in what looked like just an outstanding performance. Jacobs is another one that stuck around fighting until last July, just long enough to provide his opinion on boxing's biggest showdown. There's weight, there's power, there's skill. I believe that Terence Crawford has the skills to be Canelo. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. God bless you both. To see the year out. Canelo would make his own weight jump, stepping up to face Sergey Kovalev, moving up, and you can think a lot of things, but you don't know until they get in there and fight. The Russian was never quite the same after the war losses, but he was still an